Hello, in this presentation we will be creating a sales by customer report, a report that breaks out total sales by customer. If you've been following along with us, we will be continuing with the Get Great Guitars problem. If not, that's okay. We will be generating a report for sales by customer. If you have the backup file, you can restore it by selecting the File dropdown and Open or Restore Company. We currently have Open Windows open, found at the View and Open Window list. Only thing open, Home tab, found at Company and Home tab. We're going to be working with the reports. We're going to be looking for a sales by customer report. Therefore, we're going to select the reports here, and I'm going to use the report center for this item. Report center can be found through the drop down as well, but we will be working with the report center this time. We are in the grid format rather than the list format. We are in the standard reports here, and we're looking for sales items. We want to break out our sales data in more varied information. In this case, sales by customer. So we're looking at the sales by customer. We're going to look at the summary this time rather than the detail, and we'll just go ahead and run this report. We're going to make it large, go onto the top and make it large, and we're going to change the dates. The date's going to have a range of 01/01/212. Let's make it 02/28/21. So that's January 1st, 2021 to February 28th, 2021. And then we have a nice breakout by customer of our sales data over that time period. If we scroll down to the bottom, we get that 18,775.40, which should be something found on the profit and loss. Remember, all other reports we're looking at are really connected to our main reports, typically our financial statement reports, those being the balance sheet and the income statement. So let's just check that out, see how that works, and we're going to go to the reports drop down to company and financial and take a look at the profit and loss and see if we can tie this report to it. And we're going to say this is as of 01/01/21, same date range is 02/28/21, January 1st, 2021 to February 28th, 2021. We have the income down here of 19,275.40, 19,275.40. Back to the open windows, the sales by customer, and we're showing 18,775.40. Note we are $500 off. Let's take a look at why that might be. Why might that be? It could be that we possibly recorded something to a sales revenue item without a customer, and that could be something that happened. How could that happen? Let's take a look. If we go back to the profit and loss, and we look at the detail in the merchandise sales by zooming in to that data, and scrolling down, we see this item down here. This looks like suspiciously like that $500. And unlike all the other names here, which are normal customers, we've got the New York State sales tax, which is actually a vendor we typically owe. And what this is it's a journal entry we made in order to adjust for the fact that there was an invoice that was created after our cutoff date, 7/28, the date of the financial statements, for which the work had been done before in March. Therefore, the income was recorded in the income was recorded in March. The work was done in February. Therefore, we have this adjusting entry, and no customer was applied to this adjusting entry. If we double click on this item, then we see here's the split. Here's the customer right there. But note, we put it to the accounts receivable, and we did not put it to the sales item. So this is going to be the issue, and this is going to be the problem with adjusting entries. They make the financial statements correct as of the end of the time period, but they could cause some issues like this. In order to fix this issue, what happens is we reverse the adjusting entry as of the first day of the next time period, and so this adjusting entry will then reverse out. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see that item here. We can see it reversing right there, and so those two are going to reverse each other out. So instead of making any adjustments to this, I'm going to close this back out. We will just recognize the fact that there's a $5,000 difference due to the adjusting entry, and in order to see that adjustment, we're going to go to the date after it has been reversed, and just go one more date up to ending date of the first day of the next time period, 3/1/21. And if we do that, now we're at that 18,775.40. And so that adjusting entry has been reversed. If we go back to our sales report, and we could make this date as of 03/01/21 just to match it out. And now we're at this 18,775.40. That then matching what's on our profit and loss, 18,775.40. Those two should tie out. We should be able to run this report back to the sales by customer and be able to say, hey, that report is tying out to the profit and loss statement. Here's a breakout of the sales by customer. Now we might want to see this by month as well, and we can do our typical kind of adjustments that we've done in the past by customizing this report up top. And we have the date range from January to the end of the beginning of March. Let's change this date back to February 28th. And then we're going to select the total column. I'm going to make it total by month. We'll make it total by month. And that'll give us a nice little comparison between the 2 months. So we'll select, then we'll make a couple more changes. We'll go back to the header and footer. We're going to remove the date prepared, time prepared report, removing these items. And we can put our a name down here if that's something just to keep us, keep a reminder that we can do that. We might want to do that. And say OK. And then now we have our comparison of January and February broken out by customer. All right, so let's go ahead and export this. This time we're going to export it to Excel as we've seen in the past. This is the first export we have done. Therefore, we're going to create a new worksheet and a new workbook and put this to a new workbook. So we're going to say new workbook and export. It should then open up Excel, create a new workbook, export this information to a new worksheet within that workbook, meaning a new tab within that workbook. It's going to look something like this. We'll make our typical adjustments to that. We're just going to change this tab name, call it sales by customer, something like that. I typically go to the top and go to the view tab, Windows pane, unsplit the pane so that doesn't do anything funny for us. Check out the printing options and see that it's printing on one page and whatnot by going to the page layout. Down here, a little icon, we can see then the title is there. It looks like it's printing on one page, looks very nice. Therefore, let's go back to the normal view at the bottom, normal view, and save this report. We're going to go to File, Save As, browse where we want to put this report. We'll then scroll up, going to go to the desktop for my reports, and we're going to go into Get Great Guitars. We're in section 4. Just going to call it section 4 reports and save that information there. Yes, and close that out, and that will be the sales by customer summary report.